evening, fellow survivors. Welcome to our tale of survival in a zombie-filled apocalypse. This is our second session of Dystopia Rising Evolution, and tonight we get into the rotten meat after last week's character creation. So everyone, gather in a little closer to the fire. It's very cold and dark out there, and we have another terrifying tale to tell you. I am Tyler,
Yes.
Eldritch Echoes on the web, and I will be your story guide tonight. Our Scream Queen and Kings are here also, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else interesting you have to say.
I'm Space Lord PJs. I just ran Descent into Avernus. I draw, check that out on Cartoon.Ninja, and I play all the games here and do the recap, and I have fun, and I like everything. I like you.
Aww. I like me too.
At least someone likes you, Steve.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who's next?
I'll go. Hey guys, it's Dwayne at Made of Kimchi on the internet. Again, I just got done playing Avernus as well. Tonight I will be playing Frederick, not Frederick, Frederick Germain, the priest who is obsessed with zombies.
Nice.
Could be worse. Don't know how, but it could be worse. I guess I'll go. Hi, I'm Tiffany, or a lot of people also know me as Pinky. I just got done as well playing Avernus. In this one, I'm going to be playing Jethro. Jethro Rydell Miller. He's from the South. It's real nice to meet y'all. He's an engineer. He loves technology, loves trying to tinker with things, and doesn't really know how to deal with people that well, especially when most of them are trying to eat him. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Steve. I play all the games here at Vorpal Tales. I also run a superhero Savage Worlds game on Mondays after they came from beneath the sea. Super fun game. Check that one out on Mondays. And tonight I'll be playing some Dystopia Rising, which is super exciting.
All right. Before the horror begins anew, please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch and leave comments. It helps us a lot. We really appreciate you all, and let's just keep this going, even in the night dark. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Vorpal Tales, and our website, vorpaltales.com. A special thank you to Onyx Path Publishing for always being awesome to the people who play their games, and to Sirenscape, because you can't have a scary game without scary music. And last but not least, thanks to my brother, and number 8 Mid, for an endless list of custom Roll20 character sheets, including this one. And now, let's head back into the wasteland. Survivors! We did not quite complete our characters last week. We skipped some things that didn't need to be done on camera, so you had plenty of time to make your choices. That would be your five connections, your 4 points of free edges, and your 5 points of gear. Starting with Space Lord PJs, what'd you pick?
So for connections, Clifford Clifton is in with some trustworthy smugglers. He also has a racer crew that he knows. He is pretty good friends with his mentor was a smuggler who's gone legit. And then there's a daredevil who was part of that racer crew who's just dangerous AF, and he tries to avoid him. But he's good for some things. And he also has access to illicit and illegal materials and goods through his connections. The extra edges that I took was fast draw, endurance, and I'm a skilled liar, so good times. For equipment, I have 3 UPP. I think that's the universal currency.
Price point, right? So I'll usually say they give you a pile of scrap currency, and then I'll tell you what its value is in UPP, because it's all that matters.
Right. He's got a heavy jacket. He's got some scrap knuckles. An army surplus Humvee is his vehicle that he took. a motorcycle helmet, because that's rad, and a quick seal spray.
Voodoo Arcade.
So I was able to build out Mortimer, last name pending. But I was able to build him out. He has connections with farmers in the area. He's able to talk very easily and get along with farmers, along with racers from out west in Nevada, because he is part of the road crew at one point in his past, and he helped kind of set up checkpoints and ammo dumps and fuel dumps to let the racers run that, so that gets him in with them. His contacts are another scout and kind of survivalist in the that he knows, named Barley Tracer, and he also knows a former racer turned just kind of float around, Big Toe, spelled T-O-W. Barley can act as sort of an informant, give him information about the land, any changes that he needs to know about before heading out. And Big Toe is just this really kind of dangerous big guy that can help him in his scrape. I took the my edges that I got for my paths, obviously, but then for my additional edges, I took acute sight, endurance, and fast recovery. So when this guy goes out into the wastes, he can keep himself alive, he can keep other people alive, and that's even when a scrape comes along, he can recover faster and get back on the path. The way you survive in the waste is getting from point A to point B as quick as possible. And not take down time to recover, you gotta recover fast. For my equipment, I took a bow, a machete, and a sawed-off shotgun, leather jacket, and a reinforced vest. This guy, again, he's all about surviving out there in the waste. He can hunt, he can keep himself alive, and keep others alive, for as long as they're willing to stay alive. Also took a tent and a hand light. Some of those come with the pass as well, so that's more than the 5, but yeah.
Kimchi.
So Frederick, sorry, I can't even remember how I pronounce his name.
Yeah, so make sure you enlighten the audience on that.
Oh, well, you will notice through Dystopia Rising that everything is spelled slightly different than it is nowadays. Like, I was looking into some of the other, into the religions, and there is one that their mantra is ABC and NBC, but it's spelled really weird. It's like NEEBEESEE.
Yep.
So he is not Frederick, he is Fred Durick Germain. He is the devoted unborn. So as far as the connections go, yeah, I guess I'm an idiot and I wasn't really clear on how these were supposed to work. So my society community connection, I don't really have one yet. As far as the strain community, priests in the area, I will have a strong connection with them. My asset, or my access, I should say, is to the Library of the Scions for my psionic skill. My contact from my strain will be an influential priest named Bartholomew. And my society contact is one of my guild members named Astra. My gear, I took a revolver, a reinforced vest. I also took some quick seal spray, some dry rations, because you gotta eat, and a hand light, because dark vision does not exist.
Okay.
Edges, I
sorry.
totally forgot.
Oh. So no, we did yours last week. We took 2 points of psionic and 2 points of your base faith one, so that you could pick other ones later, if I remember correctly.
So as far as the base faith goes, you still have to choose a church. So I went with the followers of Darwin, mainly because, since he's like all about the the undead and being reborn through the grave mind, it kind of falls in tune with the Darwinistic, evolution of man, strongest survive kind of mentality.
Okay, so then during the intro or whatever, you can pick a 2-point faith edge. I think most of them were 2 points anyways. And then your psionic points, you were either going to go 3 into psionics because you already have 1, or you were going to go 2 in and then take the first out of one of the actual paths to get like a power out of it. But we hadn't settled on which one, biokinesis or whatever.
All confusing. Dwayne always gets confused.
No, you're good. The community connection thing, an advanced concept in this book. We had to talk it out with most of us. So your strain, you had your community, but not your society, right?
Correct.
Which was your society?
Just priests in general, priests of the local area.
So then, to make it easy, put down that when you're in the caravan, your community connection for society will be the healer faction, the doctors. And in Yuhime, list yours, and then for everyone else, she would like a little group effort in helping her pick her gear for stuff that will balance the party. So while she lists her other stuff and while you help her pick gear, I'm gonna take care of a tech issue real quick.
Woohoo! Okay. Well, to start things off, I'm gonna mention the edges that I picked. I took 2 in Tech Whiz and 2 in Factoid. Because I kind of just figured that, with him being a smarty pants, he, Jet has a 4 in intellect, and he's really into technology and stuff, but, because of how their society is, there's bound for things to be wrong. So, like, he'll pretty much, he might read something, but because things are pronounced differently, in this world, he might be reading something incorrectly or whatever. So I just figured, he might know something, but he's bound to get the information wrong. And, Tech Whiz just kind of seems, obvious. For the connections, I put down for his contact, it's going to be a group of engineers that he had worked with. Another contact is going to be Tex, and it's spelled like I was really thinking about like Tex like Texas, but I think Tex like you're texting someone would be an interesting way to like change the name. But this person's like a mentor kind of individual. A tech group for a community. They're called the Rock'em but it's spelled ROWKEM, so it's like a weird way of spelling it, but they're really kind of like an interesting individual group. Another community thing I originally had put down as like maybe a connection for like his family, but then I kind of flipped it, so it's just called the Mamas, which is just like kind of like how like it takes a village to raise a family kind of thing, like to raise a child. The group of Mamas is just kind of like a community of just like elders that kind of are from like where he's the area that he grew up in. They're kind of like the matriarchs of the family and of the whole village. They kind of like a big group decision of things. And access, I put local crafters, because he's connected to the crafters of Alexandria. So he, really sticks with like his people. They kind of, he doesn't really branch out. He doesn't know anything more than just technology and fixing things and figuring out how craft works.
FYI, after Tiffany did that mama's thing, I changed that so it's official in your caravan now. Children are raised like in the Expanse, where
Well-
it's communal.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so now she just needs some help. Oh, what was your access to things not people related?
Not people related?
Yeah, the last one. What's that called? What's the official word? Help me out here, boys.
Your access.
Access, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I put local crafters.
That would actually be your second community connection. You'd still need an access, which would be something you have
Okay.
access to. If you don't have one chosen, it's easy for you, like it was for Dwayne. We could put that you have access to the
Babies.
tech dump, where the technical scrap is kept in the caravan.
Okay. So scrapyard, maybe?
I would put down probably dump, not yard, because you're mobile. But yeah, scrap dump's fine.
Okay. Scrap dump. Be great if I could spell that word correctly.
I guess just to confirm with everybody, because I think I skipped mine. I think I took access munition dumps.
Oh yes, we did skip that. Yes.
Ooh. Munition dumps.
Yeah.
Okay. Now y'all should help Tiffany out with some good gear choices, which I shouldn't do because that's cheating.
I
Well,
think she needs a wrench.
Well, for start, like, because of my class or like my role or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
as an engineer, I get craft tools
Okay.
and I have a claw hammer.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Honestly,
But
so looking
That's
through,
really all I have, but I don't have anything like in regards to like armor or whatever.
Yeah,
But I
definitely
figured
pick up-
like
Yeah. I
like a mechanic suit or something like that, but I don't know.
I know
Like
there's
what they
a
have
portable
in
workbench that I saw that you can like take with you. It's one of the items that I don't remember how many points it was. It's like a portable workbench or something like that.
Now, where would that be?
It's in gear. I remember seeing it there.
What page did gear start on? 270 something?
140.
I'm way up.
I thought 141 was like stats of stuff. But
It is 140 is example gear,
Yeah.
which is what you want.
And like,
The workbench.
oh, I see. Oh, there's where armor is. Okay.
Tech and assorted gear. I'm guessing that's where it is.
Yeah,
Portable travel
workbench.
workbench is tier 5. She can't have that.
Boo.
They already got craft tool,
was
which
gonna
is tier
say-
3.
Yeah, if you have craft tools and a claw hammer, I think that's probably all you're really gonna need this early.
Did you take medicine at all?
No.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
can
the-
skip
the-
the medical supply one when you're looking.
Okay.
Don't worry about food and hooch either because you're in a caravan.
Okay. So then that's just
Weapons
it
and
then,
armor,
'cause-
really, yeah.
Yeah, I would buy yourself a couple weapons and some armor, honestly.
Well, yeah, because like I'm just like not sure, because like I already have the two things, but I have 4 points of stuff, so like I don't want it to go to waste.
Get you a weapon, a piece of armor, and you just need one more point after that.
Yeah,
What
as far as
what
far as
about
the
a re-
weapons, like my guy started out with a close combat weapon, so then I just picked up a ranged weapon because I do have one. I think I have one tip in firearms.
Okay. So like when the points are based on the tier or the enhancement.
The tier.
Okay.
Well, usually. The points are based on the UPP. It's technically what you're paying,
Okay.
which usually matches up to tier, but there's a few discrepancies here and there.
Oh.
Well,
Which means
I
you may have
want-
overpaid a little bit, Steve.
Oh, the
You
thing
can't
that I
have
want, I
anything
can't
higher
get
than
it.
tier 3, but you can buy anything that has a UPP price point within your 4 points.
No, because like I want the reinforced vest. It's a tier 2, but the UPP puts it at 5.
Which means you can't afford it, yeah.
Damn.
What's close to that, though? I don't think that actually changes yours, Steve. I looked real quick. Because you went with the...
It does.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. All right,
Oh,
let me-
wait. No. Sorry. My bad. I just did a quick scan of the book. The 4 points you get for gear is 4 pieces of gear. You just can't go over tier 3. You can pick 4 things. Any 4 things,
Oh.
tier 3 or lower.
Yeah, that's what I thought you had said before. Just
Yeah,
pick any
that's
4
what you said.
items at tier 3.
Yes, so yes, Tiffany, you
Okay.
can have the reinforced.
Okay, so then I still have 3 items to pick then?
Right.
Ooh.
Could have sworn he said 5 initially. I will take off my ration.
I think he did say 5
Yes.
as well. I was just saying 4, but he was here. It's okay. I think you should take a grappling hook because it's cool.
I
Yeah.
have one.
Oh,
That
we can do 2
I do
grappling
have
hooks.
lantern.
So
Do you have a
anyone
lantern?
spyglass yet?
Yeah.
No.
Look on the tech and assorted gear list, like, and just anything that sounds cool. A tarp is gonna be helpful.
Trusty lighter.
Yeah.
Lighter, okay. Yeah, no, like that. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Okay.
A spyglass. A pry bar.
Yeah, all those items that you have in D&D but you don't remember to use.
Also, do you have a ranged weapon? You have the claw hammer. You might want to take a gun. If you're any good at it.
I don't think I have anything in firearms. Yeah, no, I don't have anything in firearms.
Okay,
Take
I
a
wouldn't
big
do
old-
that
Very good
then.
at it.
Big old baseball bat.
Like honestly, I specifically kind of like wanted my character to be more like support, if that makes sense. He's not really. He's squishy. He's like a wizard. Think of
So-
him in terms of that.
So then take 3 pieces of tech equipment.
Yeah.
Whatever 3 you think are cool.
I would say buy yourself a piece of armor, a ranged weapon just to have it, and then any tech gear. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, so I have 1 piece of armor. Already got that done. I'm stuck between getting a sling or a boomerang.
Those use throwing, not shooting, which means it would use your athletics.
I have 1 in athletics.
Which means it's better than a gun for you, but it has limited range. Also,
Nice.
what do you call it? Boomerang comes back, the other one doesn't. You have to go fetch it.
Don't want to go fetching things. I want the boomerang to come back. So I guess I'll go with the boomerang. And then I have the lighter. So that's
2 more.
1, 2. That's 3. And
Spyglass was recommended to you, grapnel,
Yeah.
and I think those are the 2 big ones they said.
Am I the only one with
Eyeglasses.
a light sword?
I have a hand light.
I have the lighter, so I could set things on fire to make light.
It counts.
It does have
Pry-
the trusty trait as well.
The pry bar is like a crowbar, right?
Yeah, relies on strength.
Okay.
And remember, even if you're not the one using any of these, having them in the group is what's important.
Yeah, because someone else could use it.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna grab the pry bar.
1 more.
And a wheelchair, because why not?
Put me in the wheelchair and push me to the next place. I'll tell you where to go. You want to go up that hill?
You
Turn
could take
left.
crutches just so you have them.
Yeah, like 'cause
yeah,
remember-
but
like,
I
'cause-
could also makeshift some though. Wouldn't I be able to? With my
Depends on
skill?
what's available when the thing happens that triggers it.
True.
Did you pick those edges, Dwayne? Were you able to figure out how you wanted to do it?
So we got four extra, correct? 4 free.
4 points. It's not necessarily 4 edges,
Well, yeah.
right?
4 points.
But what about a bicycle?
If you want it,
be
yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Because
Like,
like,
there's not
I'm
a-
literally thinking from like an engineer standpoint. If necessary, we could hook this thing up and be able to generate our own electricity, like manually doing a pedaling thing. Like at some point, like
Good idea.
Sure.
that's listen, I watched this one reality show on Discover channel, I think it was, where like these people were like all sorts of different walks of life were shoved into like a zombie apocalypse kind of like scenario. Like it's on Netflix. But like they had teams of like engineers, a regular person to just work like as a server in a restaurant, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. And they were given like random things, and they were able to eventually scavenge parts, and they made their own solar powered thing to recharge a battery in order for them to have electricity.
It's pretty awesome.
Like if I'm gonna find the name of it, but like this, it's a reality TV show. They only had 2 seasons, but it was pretty freaking awesome.
So we will put down bicycle.
Yes.
Cool.
And Dwayne, what about the edges?
So I think I'm good.
What'd you end up with? So we know.
So as far as the psionics powers, I went with the necrotechnics. So I took Death Shroud,
Okay.
you know, all about dead stuff. I did take the first unofficial religion one, which
Right.
with the Darwinism gives me evolved olfaction.
The colony. That's what
Okay.
That improved smell.
Yes, it does.
Nice.
I can smell it. It actually
So,
gives a whole bunch of stuff.
so I have
Yeah.
heightened vision and you have heightened smell. This is gonna go great.
So now we're going to talk about a little bit of mechanics before we get into the action, so we don't have to stop then. Dice rolling. We touched on this a little bit last week, but not a lot. Standard DC is 8 for all rolls. Once you assemble your dice pool, you'll get a base difficulty, and in this game, you'll almost always have a complication. I know in the Game for Beneath the Sea, typically we have less complications, higher base DCs. It's kind of the opposite here. So most difficulties will be between 1 and 3. 1 is easy, 1 is normal-ish / easy, 2 is hard under pressure, 3 is difficult. But there will often be complications. Complications are bought off with successes but don't add to the difficulty. So you have to meet the base difficulty to succeed, and then you can succeed without buying off the complications, but the complications will affect you. Steve is... yes.
And edges oftentimes will have a ignore one complication of a certain type of roll, right? Okay.
Correct. So, like, if Steve's character is trying to sprint through barbed wire maze from a zombie, needs 2 successes, the complication for the barbed wire is going to be 1 or 2. If he only rolls 2 successes, he makes it through. He's going to take 1 or 2 wounds from barbed wire slashing him. That's how that works.
Makes sense.
Enhancements work like they do in other storyteller games, where you must succeed in order to get the enhancement, but then it gives you extra successes so that you can buy off complications and buy stunts. Sometimes your enhancements will say it comes with a drawback. That usually adds more complications, which is kind of funny and self-defeating, but I like it. Increases the difficulty of a connected action, or gives an antagonist a free enhancement against you. And yeah, like you said, edges can provide enhancements or take away complications. When you work together as a team, other people in the team provide an enhancement pool. So Tiffany wants to help Steve through the barbed wire. Tiffany rolls her athletics or maybe her perception to guide him, and he gets enhancements equal to her successes up to a max of 3. But Steve still has to succeed to take advantage of the aid. scale in this game is not a thing we really dealt with much yet, and they came from beneath the sea. Scale is the difference between you and the thing you're rolling. So sometimes I'm going to say the Horde has a difficulty of 2 and you have a difficulty of 2. And you're going to roll 5 successes and I'm going to roll 2 successes and I'm going to say the Horde wins. You're going to be like, what? Because I'm multiplying their successes by the scale. The scale is sheer size. The bigger the thing is, the more automatic multipliers it gets against you when it rolls, or vice versa. Sean in his truck with 1 success beats the zombie on foot with 2 successes. He's going to run it down. So, assume that if you get more successes than them but they win, it's a scale thing.
Okay.
Understood.
Also, conditions or complications. There's a whole list of them at the end of the book. If you ever want to scroll through it, it's probably going to come up a lot. Last but not least, stunts. Well, you can spend your extra successes on stunts. Stunts are usually listed under the action type, so it's not like a master list of stunts. So if you're in a intrigue scenario, if you scroll to the intrigue part of the game, it'll tell us the stunts you can buy. Action adventure will have action adventure stunts. There's usually 3 or 4 each. So you can do complication to complicate another character, enhancement to push your enhancement rolls forward to your next roll, or difficulty to straight up increase the DC of the other people. Some stunts have a cost of 0 successes. That means they're free, but you still have to choose to buy them. Which means if you can't buy off the difficulty of the roll, you can't take it even if it says they're free. Last but not least, consolation. This is the important one. When you fail, not all is lost in a story path game. Consolation is a helpful but minor side effect of failing. The easiest way to use your consolation is momentum. Momentum is a resource you can use that goes into a pool that you can spend when all the group agrees to allow you to spend it. You can spend up to half the current momentum pool at any one time. If there's only 1 point, then you can spend 1 point. So, also, you can choose not to spend momentum, and if it's appropriate to the scene, you can get one of the following things. Twist of Fate, which means I show you some new way to get the thing you want, even though you failed. Or something else connected to it suddenly comes to you. Tiffany fails to figure out how to change the regular fuel into diesel, but while she's messing with it, she chooses to buy Twist of Fate as her consolation, and she suddenly has an epiphany on how to turn the bicycle into a power supply, and it's easier for her to do that now. Chance meeting is usually in an intrigue setting. Like, you do your rousing speech to get the people to rise up against the Horde, but you fail. No one goes to help you. But then one guy comes out of the crowd and tells you, I think I saw a way to sneak around to the back of them. That's what that is. And then unlooked for advantage, which is a +1 enhancement to a future challenge that I will just tell you when it applies. So like, you might fail your shoot roll, but because of the way the raider had to duck, you set up a perfect shot for Sean. Momentum has a max of 12 points. Momentum can be used. Momentum is gained in the following ways. And I'm going to put keeping track of the momentum in the hands of the party. I will do it, but I'm not going to tell you unless you're wildly off on it. So you can all take care of it, or you can agree on somebody to do it for you. You should decide that now before I tell you how it accrues.
Sean.
No one said no.
I will take up backup notes.
Okay, Sean and Tiffany, got it.
What? Wait, what am I doing?
Recording the momentum pool for the group. She's back up your primary.
No.
You got nominated. So, here's the way you can gain momentum. A condition caused or exacerbated a problem for your character. Anytime your condition kicks in, 1 momentum. For a permanent condition, it's 1 momentum per scene. It never stops, which is really cool for permanent conditions. And that's a good consolation for getting your leg blown off.
Okay, so it's anytime
a condition, capital C, causes or makes a problem worse for a character. causes almost every time a condition kicks in. Unless it's a positive condition.
Causes a negative reaction, you said?
Causes or makes a problem worse. Second one is failing a roll. Both of those first two gain you 1 momentum point.
Got it.
If the failed roll was a botch, 2 additional momentum for a total of 3. I will screw you hard with botches, but you get 3 momentum.
So
What does momentum do exactly?
It's the same thing as the
Dice pool?
Yeah, it's the same thing in how they came from beneath the sea with your rewrite pool.
Okay.
Except you can't rewrite scenes as much in this game. If the roll that you failed was using your skill specialty, which none of you have yet, you get an additional momentum. So if
I
you
have
botch a
skilled
roll,
specialties.
so if
I have
you,
2 actually.
You can't start with specialties. You start with skill tricks. Plus, a specialty
Skill tricks,
requires
sorry.
4 dice in the skill. 4 dots.
4 dots.
Yeah. So once you have skill specialties, if you botch a roll with a skill specialty, that's a total of 4 momentum. And here's what you can do with momentum for all of you. You guys who are recording the total don't have to keep track of this. Everyone should know this. You can spend 1 momentum to add a single dice to a dice pool before you roll. Each player in the group can only do this once per roll. It could be any number of dice up to half in the pool, but only once per roll. Which means if you're doing a group roll, only one of you gets the bonus.
Is there a maximum momentum?
12. And you can only
12.
use 6 at a time. Max of 6. Secondly, you can add an interval, which means if I'm doing a complex thing like you're picking the lock while disabling the power system and holding off the zombie dogs, you need to accrue 20 successes, and I'm counting intervals before you automatically fail, you can increase the time you have to get success.
Okay.
And last but not least, you can use it to activate your skill tricks or edges that require momentum. Some skill tricks and edges require momentum, which is listed in their description. That's how you pay for them. And here's a cool thing you can do if you're suicidal. If you want those awesome, sexy 3 momentum points, if you fail normally, you can choose to make it a botch to get those 3 points. You can tell
Wow.
me, yeah, I want to turn that into a botch. We need points in the pool. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds cool, actually. I like that. Kind of helps control the narrative and also gives you a mechanical reason for it. That's cool.
Okay. That's all we need to do. Talk about boring stuff like dice rolls.
Oh wait, quick question. Is it I just want to make sure I'm writing this down correctly. Momentum is whenever a condition causes or makes a problem worse, they get +1 to the momentum roll, right?
Yep.
If they fail a roll, they get a +1.
Yep.
If the fail rolled is a botch, it's a +2.
No, it becomes +3. 2 more in addition to the first one.
Okay. So technically it's a +2, but then 3 overall, right? 3
Correct.
altogether? Okay, yeah. And then if you roll a specialty skill and it failed, it's a +3.
It's an additional +1 on top of whatever else.
Okay, additional. Alright, I feel like I'm missing something else for like how you earn momentum.
You are. You're missing the last one. Did you catch it, Sean?
Did not.
Did anybody else catch it?
No.
No?
I'm scrolling back. I'm not being mean and withholding information, but I want to.
No. Well, that's because you're really you're great and powerful, sir.
Makes it kind of hard to play the game then. If we
I
do
mean,
that.
You're a terrible keep tracker of points, Sean.
I didn't want the job.
I know you got nominated. No, that's all of them. Everything after that was how you can use them.
Okay. You can add a interval.
Yep.
We're doing this. And then you can use it to activate an edge that might require momentum.
Or a skill trick. And you can use it to
Okay.
just add dice to a roll before you roll it. Can't look at the roll, look at the successes, and say I want to add momentum. It's too late then.
Okay.
So you can't activate a trick until you.
If your skill trick requires momentum, it'll actually say it in the description, and not all of them do. Same with your edges. It's
Okay.
usually the potent ones, like psionic edges. A lot of them require it. Advanced skill tricks that give you huge bonus require it. So if you copied and pasted the actual script for your edges, you'd be fine. You should know.
Okay.
I think right now only Dwayne has edges like that. I don't even know if he does. He will eventually.
I have a skill
I
trick that
might.
You have a skill trick that requires one?
like I can spend one momentum to reduce my target number to pain
Yep.
for stuff.
I have a lot of stuff that costs momentum.
Yeah. The magic is costly, even though it's not magic, but you know what I mean. Okay. Any last questions before we dive into your introductory story?
Yes, actually, I have one question. So my character starts out with the
No.
edge.
Just kidding. Continue.
24.
Yeah. He starts out with the edge meditation,
Okay.
and I know you said all of your starting edges
Oh.
are one dots.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. I reread that during the week, and if your roll or strain says it has more than the starting dots, you get whatever it said in your roll or strain.
Okay. Yeah, because
So if it says
meditation is
higher
only
value,
only two
you get a
dots.
higher value,
Okay. Yeah, I was
which
like,
affects your psionics too, I think, right? 'Cause your psionics started too for one of those.
I have to reread that.
Yeah, I'd double check. I wouldn't. We won't stop till you figure it out. You can look at it between stuff. Okay.
And what was
So-
your? I'm sorry, Steve. What was your sense that you were good at? Like your
Sight.
Vision.
acute sense?
Yeah, acute sight.
You have acute sight. I'm gonna take acute hearing because I also have acute sense.
So now you have sight, hearing, and scent.
Cool.
Bang.
Sounds
And actually,
really
my evolved olfaction I can only do on someone else. So pretty much, I shove radiation into your nose.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
your sight, hearing,
you
and scent.
smell bad. Got it.
Your sight and hearing. How do they work? What's the text?
As far as acute senses, one of your senses is particularly keen. One dot gives you one enhancement to all actions that can be aided by that particularly good sense.
Steve, same thing. Dice roll bonus.
Yes. Acute
Okay.
sight would add to searching an area or firing guns at distant targets, and acute smell and taste would allow your character to better notice drugs or poison in your character's drinks, etc.
Okay.
So I shoot real good now.
And you can take acute. The more dots you have in acute sense gives you more. You can choose a different.
More
Sensory
dots.
type.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are all currently in Philadelphia. This came up during the week, so anyone watching knows. Like Dwayne said, everything in here is slightly changed. When we say Philadelphia, we're not just splitting the word up. To them, it's actually three words. Capital Philly, space, little del, space, capital Phia. Philadelphia. You're here because this is where all of you ended up for however long you can decide in your background. You've been here for a while, though. And you all ended up joining this same caravan to go find the great city in the sky in the worst part of the wasteland in the endless woods of horror and mutations. Like I said last time, everyone thinks you're insane except the people actually in your caravan. The person that convinced you all to start this caravan was actually one of the head leaders of Dwayne's religious organization, Darwinism. He had been going around proselytizing about how he had visions from the Gravemind about this city, and he actually scribbled out a crude map and seemed to have directions and was absolutely convinced of this. He had lots and lots of dots and social skills that convinced you and many other people of his cause. Fortunately, he was on his 6th or 7th regeneration and he gave way to the madness that is now just a Zed. In his absence, the 4 of you have taken over leadership of the caravan. You are the organizers and the leaders, and everyone is looking to you to make this happen, organize it, get them there, and hopefully most of you make it. No pressure. The reason it's 4 of you is you all have very important jobs. Tiffany's character is, of course, oh yes, and in Roll20, change your names for me so that I will cheat and remember who you are. First names only is fine. Tiffany's character is in charge of organizing all of the, what's the word I'm looking for? All of the minutiae of the stuff you need to get it done. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it. Keeping notes and detailed information of what supplies you do and don't have, and what you might need, and how to keep the vehicles going as long as possible. Yes, thank you. She's the quartermaster. Dwayne's character is the part of the group. He's the one that keeps them all motivated to succeed with his words and deeds. As he may be low rank in his religion, but in this city, you're now the highest priest available. Steve's character is in charge of the scouts and the warriors that are going to try to keep this caravan alive. So tactics and scouting ahead and defense is all you, no pressure. And Sean's character is in charge of the caravan itself, the horses, the vehicles, the wagons. If it moves, it's Sean's problem.
Well, first of all, we're getting rid of all those horses and switching out the cars.
You thought about that, and then that idea was tossed out because there's no way you'll have enough gas to get there. Plus, eventually the cars won't make it through anymore when you hit the wilderness, the dense forest. Eventually, you're going to have to park them somewhere.
But my car.
I know, you're going to be a sad day, but you'll worry about that when it happens.
My car.
So, on this
You want to drive a car? Go be a racer.
He is a decent jockey. So, on this particular day, you are looking to gather last-second supplies for your caravan, and you're gearing up to leave within the next few days to head for the city in the sky. Shortly before the beginning of this episode, you received a midnight visit from Silence, who told them they had a job and handed you a staggeringly large stack of keys, a total of 30 UPPs, as a down payment. They told you that a kid from the corner store needs help getting his old man to come home. The old man has been acting strangely since his recent trip through the Gravemind, and he hasn't been home in days. Since you're headed there anyway, to the corner store, you can get paid a crap load of money to bring the old man home. Silence further informed you that the old man is currently camped out on the 9-5, which of course is Interstate 95, and requested that you go check on him. Silence told you to do what you need to do to get the old man to go home and stay home, and promised there would be good money in it if you succeed. While Silence cannot handle this job personally, they assured you that they can be found in their room at Roscoe's if there are any issues. As far as Silence goes, no one seems to know much about Silence except that they are a person who gets things done. If you need someone to complete an odd job, they can find someone. Colorful and friendly, they keep a room at Roscoe's and have a knack for showing up just when people need their services. At some point in the past, Silence approached each of you and asked if you wanted to do a job. For whatever reason, you said yes. And ever since, they always seem to come to you for more jobs. Since then, they've shown up randomly and unexpectedly whenever they have more work for you. While Silence never provides more information than is needed, they have always made sure their employees are exceptionally well compensated and have gone to lengths to make sure everyone comes home without visiting the Gravemind. So you trust this person.
Okay.
As far as the 4 of you, you take a moment, no more than a couple of minutes, to come up with how you feel about each other, and you should work this out before you start role-playing. But you've been working on this caravan together for at least 6 months. Closely. daily. You don't have to be best friends, but you do trust each other. So now you can take a moment to work with each other on what your feelings are for each other before you start role playing them out.
Well, I guess just to give you an idea, one, I have a full name now. Mortimer Wall Ace, but people just call him Acer. And he's a pretty typical landsman and natural one, short-spoken, relatively serious. If he says that you need to do something, he expects you're going to do it. He doesn't necessarily have the actual leadership mechanic. It's up to you if you want to actually listen to the survival tips or not. But his main goal is to just keep everybody alive, even if he's a little prickly about it.
Aww. He's like a cactus. He's
Now, don't
prickly, but
describe
he's
your
got
appearances
sweet love.
yet. Save that for your actual intro, but you should do that. Describe your personalities to each other. Sean, go next. Pretty please.
I'm Clifford Clifton. He is a diesel jock. He has a car that is his car. You don't touch that car. You don't get in that car if he's not in that car. You don't touch the radio. You don't touch the steering wheel. Don't touch his stuff. That's his stuff. That's his thing. That's his baby. He built that car. Actually, he bought it. He didn't build it, but it's his baby.
I know exactly what I think of Cliff.
Dwayne.
But
Oh, you had more? My apologies. Continue.
Clifford's a trader, not a traitor. He's a trader. And he can pretty much get you anything you need. That's his skill.
What's your personality like aside from your car? Are you affable and amenable? Are you cranky?
No, he's actually like pretty jolly and pretty like, he just has a big old bushy beard and like
So he's
he
Santa
usually
Claus
wears,
except his car.
basically just don't touch Santa's sled, basically. In fact, I think I might change my character to just Santa Claus.
Wow.
Oh,
I'd be okay with
jeez.
Survivor Santa. Tiffany.
So Jet is the engineer. He loves technology. He likes putting things together and figuring out how the ones before, dealt with things. And he kind of has like an inferiority, complex, based on his condition. He does not like it when you talk down to him or try to make him feel like, he's lesser, especially because he is a unstable evolved strain. He definitely has lots of respect and cares about everybody in the caravan. He doesn't exactly show the best way of expressing like his fondness for them, because he kind of usually keeps to himself, but he kind of does this thing where he will sees that like something's broken or could use an upgrade. He'll kind of like just do it without even asking for permission. So he kind of probably gets yelled at by Santa a lot for trying to mess with his sled.
Don't touch that sled.
But he's trying to change your brakes and fix it for you.
Nah, it's fine. It's cool.
But yeah, no, he will just like, he will mess with your stuff without asking, trying to fix it, and it usually hopefully comes out better than how it was before. But you will always see him tinkering with something, and he kind of has a bit of a stutter.
I will bring that up too. You've already tried to work on his car without permission, and it resulted in a fight where you got beat up pretty good, so you don't do that anymore.
Okay. That's fine.
In the book, doesn't the book have a big stamp on it where it's like one of the core rules of the world is like, don't touch people's stuff?
Well, that's Sean's thing. That's Sean's strain flaw. Don't touch my stuff.
No, I know specifically he can't handle when that happens, but there's
that is a big thing in the book. Yeah.
It's like don't help the dead, don't mess with morgues. Don't mess
Pull
with
your
people's
weight.
supplies. Yeah,
And don't
all that
touch other
stuff.
people's stuff. Yes. Dwayne.
So, Fred Durick is I'm gonna mess his name up all the time, even when I try to say it wrong. But he's actually a very jolly guy. Like, imagine the like the way Kane was in Poltergeist. Like, he's like, oh, everybody come follow me. He's kind of like the shepherd. Like, he likes to be called the shepherd. Even though his ideals don't always match up with everybody else, he's the kind of guy that he will agree with you. He's quick to agree. He's like, oh yes, you have a great idea. Now let me tell you why you're dumb.
Oh,
That's exactly how he is. Like 85% of the time. Oh man, that's a great idea. You know what? Let me tell you a better one. And just goes off on his own tangent, kind of not even listening to what the rest of the stuff you have to say.
So Jet and him probably wouldn't get along very well.
No, he might like you a whole lot. He just probably won't listen to what you have to say.
Yeah, Jet doesn't like being told that he's dumb. As long as you don't say those specific words or make him feel like he's stupid,
yeah,
I think we'll be okay.
He wouldn't say it blatantly, but he'd be like, that's a great, Jet, awesome idea. We should, you know what? We should do that. However, we're going to do it this way.
Okay.
Because
as long
XYZ.
as he doesn't make him feel, yeah, as long as he doesn't make him feel stupid while he says it, I think they still should get along great.
And some people, have a little bit of the problem with, like, he's always talking about death in a weird way. I don't think a lot of people quite understand it yet. Which will come out later.
Okay, so now that you heard all that, Sean and Steve, how do you work together or not?
So yeah, like you said, we trust each other, so I definitely understand his role and the benefit of operations management and inventory management and all of those things. He's a good man, keeps everything rolling, greases the wheels that need to be greased, but he's got them possessions. He's got something too close to him that he can't let go, and it's going to get him killed one day. And I ain't going to save him when that day comes.
Okay.
Aww.
And Sean and to Steve, vice versa.
Like, I like everybody. I feel like everybody has their use. He's almost callous in the fact that he uses people because he knows he won't survive with those people, but he understands that on like a very personal, friendly level. So he just tries to be friendly to everybody, just like, hey. Also, I'm changing his character name to Santo de Slayer.
Sean and Dwayne. Sean, how do you feel about Dwayne?
Religion's creepy, but this guy's kind of cool.
Short and sweet, I like it.
Frederick has some problems with Santo, mainly because of his callous nature. Although he never shows it. He always puts on a happy face, and then as soon as he, is finished with a conversation, he'll just talk about, to himself how he has got total idiot.
Sean and Tiffany. Sean, you're first.
Don't touch my car anymore.
Tiffany and Sean.
Okay, definitely not touching the car again because I couldn't see out of my left eye for a week, and I think I lost a tooth. So yeah, no, not touching that again. But most definitely am trying to still be like on his good side and like as the quartermaster, I kind of like look up to this dude, and I'm thinking like maybe my character is like younger than the rest of the everyone else, even if it's by like a year or so. Kind of like a young one, like looking up to the older folks, like, okay, I gotta like prove my point. make sure that I'm like worth it, and maybe this caravan dude will like bestow some knowledge, and maybe I won't be so like cowardly and break out of my shell kind of thing. Kind of start to look up to Santo as a figure, mentor sort of thing.
Steve, Dwayne.
I think of everybody of the core of us four who's leading the caravan now, I probably like him the most because he's not attached to this technology nonsense. The other two are just a little too ingrained with their tech, and this guy can talk about something other than that. I don't quite understand all of his ideas or where he's going with his words half the time, but at least he's not talking about a car.
Dwayne, Steve.
If anybody can tell Frederick like what to do and get a not opposite answer, it's going to be Acer. Mainly because I'm just going to call him Fred for short. Mainly because Fred, as that shepherd role, especially when it comes to like women and children, he knows that Acer is going to be the guy that's protecting the lambs from the wolves. So Acer says something, then it's for the best of the group, and we'll go directly with it.
Steve, Tiffany.
I feel that he's been, it's easy to pick up that he might have some problems with the way people talk to him sometimes. So I actually take that really personally in that I do want to be very protective of people. And so I feel bad for Jethro, and I always want to treat them with as much respect as possible, even though they need to stop touching people's stuff and they need to stop worrying about technology so much. If anyone in the caravan is messing with Jethro, I would probably take that pretty serious.
Tiffany, Steve.
Definitely confused about how he feels about Acer. It's not that he doesn't like the guy, but sometimes like he'll give him this look like, kid, you talking too much about stuff I don't understand. Speak English, please. And it's just like he's slowing down, and when he gets really excited, he has like his stutter. So that's probably why it's even more like horrifying for Ace to listen to Jet talking about technology, because then he'll just start stuttering because he's just so excited. He just really wants to share what he knows, and he thinks technology is like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
FYI, common in this world is called chatter, because you're just chatting with folks.
Chatting with folk. Just so everyone knows, Acer, the condition that comes. Oh, do we talk about conditions yet?
Go ahead, it's fine.
Okay.
Especially if it would affect how they react.
Yeah. So for my condition specifically, the reason why Jethro and Santo specifically have that barrier with Acer is I'm a Luddite. I don't understand or really use higher technology than like very basic simple stuff. I like living as natural as possible, or as simple as possible. So yeah, I actually have difficulty using it. So yeah.
So you're like my grandma who thought I was breaking the VCR when I was actually trying to set the time on it.
Exactly. Yes. No, that light's supposed to blink forever.
Last but not least, Tiffany, how do you feel about Dwayne?
Dwayne's character kind of freaks him out a little bit because, like, they're Zeds, man. Like, why you so obsessed with them? Just no. Like, no, it's just weird. Like,
what?
He has respect for him because he's a priest, and he puts effort. He understands, like, putting your whole being into something and just loving it. But it's just creepy overall.
But also remember, you're in this caravan because priests of his religion convinced you they had divine visions from the grave mind of the Zeds. So they're creepy, but there's something to it. There's some power there.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, he understands. He has a huge love of technology and just learning in general. So like he's curious. He has respect for Dwayne's character. But the whole like really thinking that Zeds are like the greater power really just kind of turned him off. But he's very curious and willing to learn.
Dwayne Tiffany.
And his curiosity and wanting to learn is what I like. I have taken a special interest in Jet. Excuse me. And I want to show him the way. So I will. Yes, I want to show you the way. So I will sit through his rantings about technology. I do have a soft spot for the ancient things, coming from my role as a Jones. But I use that to get in and try to throw him off on a tangent and talk about why it's good to be part of the Grave Mine.
Okay. Now that we have that worked out, let's get creepy.
Santo to Slayer
there we
just
go.
lives every
There's some creepy
quarter
music.
lives life by a quarter mile every time.
Scene 1.
Oh no.
Silence of the city. The night is silent except for your own footfalls and the patter of a soft, but annoyingly persistent drizzle striking the crumbling asphalt. It is eerie to see the familiar streets standing dark and empty. This is the sort of night when only cutthroats and thieves dare roam the streets. At least you're not out here alone. Santo, please describe your character's physicality now.
He is just sort of a big dude, not like built, but just round. And he just has this beard that constantly just huge out of his neck. And he's often just wearing like not welding goggles, but just like driver goggles. He's got his motorcycle helm. So basically all you see is just like this beard most of the time when he's in his car just walking around.
Is that beard naturally pure white, or is it actually black and it's just got that much ash on it?
Both.
Jethro, description physically.
Jet is slender, tall, well, average height, I should say, and his skin is a very faint, almost like a, you know, like a glow stick, a blue glow stick that's like dying. It has that very light kind of like blue tint to it, but it's like, you know, it's bright enough that you know that's a glow stick, but you could tell that it's dying. He has that kind of coloring to his skin, and this is due to his condition that he's in a bald strain, and his is so they call them like blue lights. It's like a nickname for them, for the unstable condition is what he has. So he's like, his skin is like pale with a very faint, like kind of bluish glow in the dark kind of night light thing. So even like at dark, he kind of glows very faintly. He has messy, dirty blonde hair, and his eyes are the same color as his skin tone, or a very kind of faded glow stick kind of blue.
Fred Derrick. That's how I'm
Fred
pronouncing
Derrick.
it. Fred Derrick.
Yeah, Fred Derrick. Fred Derrick is he's a little creepy to look at. Fairly tall, hair almost gone, tingy green skin, but you know, purpley veins kind of popping out. Like, if you didn't know him personally, you might confuse him for a thing. If he didn't actually talk.
As the four of you make your way to the 9-5, even in the... Oh, I skipped Acer. What's wrong with me? Acer!
I don't look like nothing.
Ain't nobody care about him.
Clearly.
Sorry. No, he's probably the most simple looking of everybody here. You ever seen pictures of people in their 30s like 100 years ago?
Okay,
And
I'm
they
with
look
you.
like, they look much older than anyone now. Yeah, that's his look. He's in his 30s, but he looks old and weathered.
Just
know,
How
got
much
leather
like
for
Clint
skin.
Eastwood would you say you are?
See, I wasn't going to use the words, I wasn't going to say that out loud, but yeah. Um, very much a character from a Sergio Leone spaghetti western. Yeah,
I love
leather,
spaghetti
like,
western.
yeah, leather, dried skin. And he's constantly chewing like raw herbs he finds like out in the wilderness.
2,000-year-old cigar stuff that the fungus keeps regenerating every time you chew it down. You can never light it though, only chew it.
And you always see him with his leather jacket and a reinforced vest that looks similarly like the lambskin vest that might have been worn in a certain movie.
I also require you, as the ranger, to describe to us your hat.
Oh, my hat's real nice. Hat it started off as a white hat. It's been slowly darkened over the years. One end kind of burned off a little bit and then kind of folding up. Several holes kind of dotted throughout the brim. But right now it's kind of this brown with like a little bit of fungus kind of growing on it. And now it matches the kind of other thing. While the clothes that he wears can kind of sometimes be dirty, he tries to keep himself actually relatively clean because that's important living out in the woods. He doesn't, he's not going to sit there and be dirty all day. So he's actually clean shaven and yeah.
Nice. Okay, now that I'm done skipping people. Even in the darkness and rain, you can see the crumbling white cement of the 9-5 arcing above the southern end of the settlement, like the rib of some long-dead monstrosity beached along the water. It takes some searching, but you find a place where the fallen debris from the old road has created enough of a pile that you should be able to scramble up onto the old roadway without too much effort. As you near the rubble, you hear heavy, dragging footsteps nearby, and a mindless cuts through the silence of the night. As you approach the 9-5, you encounter 4 shamblers. And then as you're getting ready to face off against 4 slow zombies, you hear a menacing, low, throaty, phlegmy growl as 2 plague hounds appear standing above them on a piece of jutting out concrete. Time for initiative.
What?
Jeez. Okay.
Right into it.
The shamblers come moving out, dragging one foot smashed behind them, and like bones are sticking out, and their faces are half rotted away, and they're real slow. But you know about shamblers. They don't move fast, but nothing stops them from moving forward. Those dogs,
How
on
do
the
they
other hand,
roll?
faces half rotted away, all teeth and muscle, no skin. That's not great. So, we're gonna learn how to do combat. We're gonna do some learning in combat in the wasteland. First thing that happens is the 4 of you roll your initiatives. However, it doesn't necessarily determine your place in the fight order. I will explain after we roll. What you have to do is think about what you're going to do in this fight, and that will determine your initiative. It's going to be skill plus cunning. The skill that matters depends on what you think you're going to do. If you're going to smash things, it's close combat. If you're going to shoot things, it's shooting. If it's none of the above, it could be another skill. So we'll start with Dwayne. What do you think you want to do in this fight? 4 slow Zeds and 2 Blaghounds.
Well, I will definitely not attack the Zeds. I will attack the Hound with my revolver.
So roll shooting plus cunning.
Cunning, where are you? It's 10.
DC is always 8 unless I say otherwise.
Oh, 8. No bottom.
Yikes.
We're off to a fantastic start, guys.
Nice! Alright. No way to buy that off either. No momentum, no nothing. Okay, trackers, there are now 3 momentum points in the momentum pool for the first roll of the game.
Awesome.
Tiffany, what do you hear? I'm sorry. Jethro, what are you going to do in this fight?
Okay. +3. Okay. I'm gonna use my boomerang and
Okay,
try to
so
hit one of the dogs.
you can roll. Gotta throw up a sheet here. Athletics plus cunning.
Okay, now which button do I use to roll?
You click athletics so it's red, then you click cunning so it's red, then you click 8 again. It's always. Or I'm sorry, click 10 again. It's always 10 again unless I say otherwise. I was wrong, Dwayne. I thought you were asking if it was a DC of 10.
Oh, no.
What those mean is if you roll a 10, the dice explode and keep rolling until they stop rolling 10s. 9 again and 8 again come later in the game with advanced edges and stuff.
And it's a difficulty of 8 always unless you say
Unless I
otherwise,
say
right?
otherwise, yeah. So if I don't say it, you can always just go right past that. 2 successes. Next would be Acer.
So we're in the city or outside?
You're outside the city. You just climbed up onto the 9-5, so you're on a broken interstate. So for the Mind's Eye Theater,
Are there?
you kind
are
of
there-
climbed up what was long ago an on ramp, but now it's just rubble. The 4 Zeds are looking right at you because they're just on opposite ends of the broken piece of highway. Hounds are up on a piece that's jutting out that was probably like a support strut or something when this thing was intact, so they're above you,
So
but
the
also
hounds
in
are
front of you.
above us. Okay. How stable is the thing the hounds are standing on?
Stable enough that it would take a lot of work to break it because it's
A
broken
lot.
concrete, but it's still concrete.
Got it. Okay. Are there cars or anything kind of scattered around the 9-5 still, or at least their frames or anything? that's not been
Moss-covered
picked apart?
frames, yes.
Okay. I'll tell everyone, get up, as much as you can so that the shamblers?
Yeah, that's what the slow Zeds are called.
Yeah. Said get up in one of the cars so the shamblers can't, have to reach for you and look for those dogs, and then I will try to fire my bow at one of the dogs.
Shooting plus cunning. 10 again, DC 8.
Yeah.
There are now 6
Wow.
points in your momentum pool.
What the hell?
Here we go.
It's definitely a zombie game.
Oh,
All right.
jeez.
Last but not least,
Santo.
Santo.
I want to kind of like get up on one of the frames and try to draw their attention to sort of give a better shot for everyone else.
Persuasion plus
Oh.
cunning. You can taunt.
No modifiers.
There we go.
Okay.
So, the Zeds, I'm doing the Zeds and the dogs separate. The Zeds got an initiative of 1. In this game, I have pre-rolled my fights to save us time. Testing that out to see how well it works. Flag Hounds rolled a 3. So here's how it works. Each of you rolls initiative, but it doesn't necessarily determine your place in the initiative. The 4 of you can decide who uses which PC slot. So that way, just because you roll great, you can let someone else go first if they have a better action. So you can now decide who gets each PC slot, and I will change the name. This is permanent for the entire fight.
Well, if if Santo is doing the distraction, we probably want that to go first so that the zombies, take the bait and don't rush any of us.
Santo takes position 4. Who do you want to take position 2? It should be after the dogs, but before the Zeds. Everyone else goes last.
You were shooting it with a revolver, Fred. What was Jet doing? I'm sorry.
Jet was throwing his boomerang to hit one of the dogs.
Okay. I assume, but I don't know for certain that I have the best shooting of us.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. So if no one minds, I'll shoot first and see if maybe I can take one out before everything else gets to go, and then you two, like, if we're all just shooting, it's kind of just maybe, highest roll, second highest, lowest.
Okay.
How many? Or she's using athletics for her.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You should probably go before me then.
Okay.
I should probably go last.
Alright, so it'll be Santo, Plague Hounds, Acer, Zeds, Jet, then Fred.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Now we're gonna set properly in the turn order. Double check that for me. Make sure you're right.
Santo, Plague Hound, Acer, Zeds, Jet, Fred. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Now we can start doing round by round, but hold on 1 second, I gotta do something real quick. Okay. First, let's see how well Santa Claus here can taunt some terrifying zombies. So, we will do an opposed skill. We will. First, I want to know what you're gonna do, and I will set. So first, I'm gonna want to know what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna set a complication for them based on that, and then you will roll and set their difficulty. That's how we'll do it.
Okay. Just kind of want to like climb up onto one of the mossy frames, and I imagine there's still kind of roof where I can stand on them somehow, some way.
Yes. You can use your movement action to clamber up on a rusty old moss-covered car, yes.
And then just be like, hey, stupid face, zombie faces.
Nice.
DM hint, first fight of the game. Bleed a little.
Bleed a little? No, that sounds gross.
Do it. Do it.
It's up to you.
Just cut your arm a little. Just cut your arm a little bit.
Not enough to take damage. I won't make you take damage for this.
I mean, I'll like prick my finger on one of the frame. Well, now I got fucking tetanus. Great, but I'll rub it on the frame and just sort of like drip some on the. Be like, hey, come get some stupid zombie face.
Okay.
Go face.
Complication of smell of food, and then roll persuasion plus manipulation. So their difficulty is 2 with a complication. Okay. And they're rolling cunning. You'd like to know how much cunning zombies have.
14.
7? 2.
No, that doesn't sound right.
They're shamblers. They're the slow ones.
So, the Shamblers get 1 success out of the necessary 2 plus complication and immediately come towards you.
Okay.
Flaghounds, on the other hand.
Puppy.
Uh-oh. Puppy's got a 10.
Uh-oh.
Better explode that. Puppy's also miserably fail and come for you. Everyone's coming for you, Santa Claus.
Santa.
I got some presents for you.
Hounds.
You have some treats for the zombies.
The hounds leap off their position directly towards you, which gives them an enhancement, because they've got the high ground, Anakin.
That's never worked. That's not how that works.
Their allegiance is to the Republic. I'm sorry.
They were like a brother to me.
Alright. Oh, another exploding die. think next week I'll set up
My
sheets for
lungs
the
are
monsters. Be easier for exploding die. Alright. So now that it's the first time you're being attacked in a fight, you set your defense for the fight based on your first attack. I'm gonna wait one quick second. Okay, so when you're hit for the first time in a fight, you will set your defense based on that first attack. So this is and then your defense only changes later in the fight if you radically change your defensive strategy. So this basically sets it for the fight.
Okay.
The way defending works is the attacker declares the target or targets, chooses the dice pool, and the targets declare their defense action if it's their first time in the turn being attacked. Then the attacker makes an attack roll, DC set by the defender's defense. The attacker then spends successes to overcome defense and can spend additional successes on stunts to hurt them worse. Target then takes any injury or stress conditions, and then we move on. So in this case, the dogs are leaping through the air. They have an enhancement of +1 if they succeeded, which they did. They got a total of 2 successes plus the enhancement is 3. You can basically do one of 2 things to defend. We can make up more if we think up cool ones, but dodge or dive for cover. Dive for cover costs 1 success, so you only need 1 success to do it. And then you can move up to 1 range band away, like leap off the car and roll behind something in cover. And then I will provide cover based on what you roll behind. Dodging, every success on the roll increases the difficulty on a 1-to-1 basis. So would you like to dodge or dive for cover first, and then we'll roll it?
I guess dive for cover. That seems the easiest at this point.
Okay, diving for cover. You pick the most appropriate of your resistance attributes.
Which is?
In this case is going to be resolve, stamina, or composure. And since you're diving for cover, you're keeping your wits about you, so we will roll composure.
Okay. Just composure. That's it.
Actually, no. I'm going to have you roll dexterity. It doesn't have to be a resilience attribute. You're diving for
Okay.
cover, roll dex.
Just straight up dex. That's
Yep,
it.
nothing else, correct. That's why it's so cheap to buy off dive for cover. 2 successes, which means you have that extra 1 that you can bank, or you can complicate them.
This is dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs. I want to complicate the dogs.
Okay. So that will apply to their next roll because now you're behind cover and they have to find a way around it.
Okay.
So, because you got 2 successes, one of them manages to hit you as you're diving for cover and it rolls over the cover behind you as you tackle each other. You beat your DC by 1, and the dog will then use a stunt.
Dog stunt.
What's it gonna do? Like
he was going to line
roll
drive
over?
you, but you're already prone because you dove for cover, so he's not going to do that. Instead, he's just going to inflict damage.
Oh no.
What is your armor, sir?
So, how do you determine armor?
It's basically. I told Steve wrong earlier. It's basically just the armor you're wearing is your armor.
Oh. Oh wait, no. Actually, I have a thing for this. I want to say it's endurance.
Okay. What you got?
So, where is that? Endurance. Oh no, that's not it. It's shoot. Which one was it?
Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, I lied, Tiffany. It is firearms to throw. It's not athletics. We're not going to change your initiative, though. We'll just remember that when you roll your attack.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't find it?
No,
Or was
I
it something
don't.
else? Okay.
Armor rating.
Yeah,
rules
what
are
is
on
your
page
actual armor rating?
78.
Did you buy armor with your gear?
So I have a motorcycle helmet, which gives me 1 armor, and I have a heavy jacket, but that's not listed anywhere in
believe
samples.
that's also 1 armor, isn't it, Steve? You took that too.
What was this? I'm sorry.
Heavy jacket.
Yes, heavy jacket, I took leather jacket, which is soft 1, innocuous, and then I took a reinforced vest, which is soft 2. So I think there's soft and heavy or hard armor. Yeah. I apologize. I'm just trying to refine the rules again as well, so I can remember them correctly. Oh no, this is metal. Let's try there. That looks like.
If you're curious, by the way, soft armor is against. Actually, interesting. All of these attacks use soft armor. I'm not sure what hard's for. We'll worry about that when we come to it.
Yeah, this just says heavy jacket, and it's literally only mentioned once and never again in the book.
Most likely, that's going to be 1 soft, unless you got something else, Steve.
Okay, so I guess I have 2 soft.
Which means the dog hits you and gnashes its teeth on your motorcycle helmet, putting a crack in the visor. The tooth comes dangerously close to your eyeball.
Oh no, not my helmet.
You roll out from under the dog and behind cover. It's behind the cover with you, but it's still it's not grappling you or anything.
Okay.
Second dog then comes for you.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Soft armor increases the difficulty of the inflict damage stunt by
Correct.
1. Armor cannot be both hard and soft.
Correct. This dog hits you square on and gets 5 successes.
Ooh.
So this dog is also just trying to bite your face. He needed 2 because of your dodge, and he needed 2 more to overcome your armor, which means he got through on 1, which means he deals 1 injury condition to you. So, on your first track of physical injury, I forget what that's called. Hold on.
Down below.
It is called
Bruised.
Bruised. You have taken your first bruised, yep. You may or may not have a second bruised, because, what do you call it? Train of thought.
Depends on your endurance.
Because of your stats.
Okay.
Stamina.
And go back to my book.
I thought you said only one of the dogs attacked me.
No, you taunted everything. All 6 of them are coming for you, but only 2 of the dogs go before everybody else. The 4 shamblers are slow. No, you successfully taunted all of them.
That's why I was aiming for the dogs first, because I figured we'd have enough time to deal with the dogs and then deal with the shamblers afterwards.
Okay, bruised. There are no effects beyond filling the damage level. Momentum trigger. If the injury gets in your way, oh, I see. So, at the bruise level, there's a +1 next to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to decide if there's actually an injury beyond just being bruised, which there isn't. I'm going to say bruised is never more than bruised. When you start hitting injured and maimed, I might start adding stuff like broken leg. However, it does give you a +1 difficulty to all your combat actions, which means every time you roll a +1, momentum dice. So you're adding to the pool every time you take an action now until you're healed.
Now, does it have a maximum of 12 for the pool?
When you
or
hit
just
the max,
till?
Nope, it's 12. When you hit the max, that's it till you use it.
Got it.
That pool will get used a lot. That dog manages to find a spot in your cloak that flutters out of the way as you hit the ground and takes a bite out of your side, and you're like, it's a good thing I can't be turned into a zombie. Acer, it's your turn.
Yeah, I want to bow one of those dogs off of Santo.
Okay.
firearms and dex.
This is correct. And Sean complicated them, which means their defense roll is going to be harder.
Okay.
So you can roll first so that we don't do all the rolls at once.
I'll leave all the dice that we have accumulated for the people going after me, since we're rolling less and less dice each time. So give them those if they need them. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Doc will try to dodge. Dog also got 2 successes, however, had a complication of 1 which they couldn't overcome, so you exceed by 1. Would you like to just inflict damage, nothing fancy?
Yes.
You deal an injury condition to the dog you put an arrow right between its ear and its neck in that soft spot. It howls, doesn't like that.
Go for the dogs!
The dog now turns away from its initial target and faces you.
That's fine.
Zeds go. The Zeds get about halfway to Sean. Jethro.
Perfect.
In case you missed why, as part of dive for cover, he gets to move 1 range increment away from the targets.
Nice. Okay. So I kiss my boomerang and I fling it towards one of the leg puppies.
The one that's got an arrow in it, or the other one?
The one that has an arrow in it.
Okay.
Because it's already damaged, I want to make it, keep knocking it down.
More damaged.
So then you roll close firearms. Yes. Firearms plus dexterity because of boomerang being a hand weapon.
Okay.
2 successes. The other dog has not set its defense yet.
Doesn't that dog also have a complication from, it being injured?
It has
It
a
has
plus
an
1 to
arrow
its
in its head?
DCs. But it doesn't have a complication. We already used the complication on Steve's turn.
Okay.
It rolls 1 success. You overcome by 1. Just want to do pure damage?
Yes.
Your boomerang hits the arrow and drives it in farther. Its head kind of goes sideways and you hear something break.
Oh.
Jethro, I'm sorry, Fred.
Fred's gonna eat this pretzel.
Nothing else.
These pretzels are making you thirsty.
Well, he wanted to shoot it with his revolver, so he will attempt to shoot the boomer arrow dog.
I will let you choose if you want to use cunning or dexterity as your finesse to go with firearms. Ghost shooting. You can either take careful aim, or you can dexterity would be taking aim, cunning would be waiting for the right moment when it's most distracted.
Then I will use cunning.
Roll it. FYI, I will often allow you to choose for guns between the two, but boomerangs and bows and stuff is basically always dex.
Are you serious?
Damn.
No!
Damn.
Oh,
Well, you now have 9 dice in the momentum pool.
We're gonna
just
we need to
said
blow some
no.
of these. Yeah.
Well, I'm.
You
if
can't
I ever
hold it
get
to
attacked,
re-roll
I will
it.
be-
But, so,
Oh my god.
how are we going to botch your firearms roll?
gun jams.
That's the easiest way. Or I could shoot Santa Claus. Nope, your gun
That-
jams. Just kidding. Sean's like,
messed
I hate
up.
you so much. Alright, you go to fire the gun and it jams. It's now useless for the rest of this fight and has accrued the broken condition. Good thing Jethro's here.
Okay.
Yay!
Would you like to move or anything? Basically, like most games, you get a move action, a regular action, and like a re/free action, which is mostly like talking or switching weapons or anything I decide doesn't cost movement. But yeah, you could reposition if you want, if you need to, because you have to switch weapons now.
Yeah, I will. Is there some rubble I can close by that I can dive behind? Or not dive behind, because I don't want to. Just reposition near some rubble.
Yes.
There we go.
You can take cover. It's not diving for cover, it's different, but
Okay.
it will give them a cover.
Well, then I will take cover near the rubble. That is with an 8.
Now, we won't actually have to roll anything until you get hit, but you do have cover.
Yay.
Back to the top, Santo.
Cool. Let me get eaten again.
You can
You
fight
taste
back or
like
try to
peppermint.
disengage or...
Now, there's that dog that's right next to me that bit me that got an arrow in its skull.
Yes.
I would like to punch it with my knuckles, my scrap knuckles.
Alright, his defense is already set, so you can just roll might plus close combat.
All right. Cool. I punch it 3 times.
Nice. It only had defense of 1. You exceeded it by 2. Straight damage or damage and a stun? Straight damage will take it out.
I don't like this thing anymore, so it needs to be punched in the head. A lot. And hard. Oh, also, I'm a tavern brawler. I forgot to mention that. I was looking up something else.
Okay.
This actually does something. Tavern Brawler. Iron Fist. Your character knows where to hit them where it hurts. When making an unarmed strike, gain enhancement equal to your character's rating in this edge, which is 1. So, what does that mean?
One more time? Sorry.
I gain an enhancement plus
Oh,
1.
that means...
Roll that more die.
Right,
roll,
that
right?
means if you succeed on the roll, you get an extra success automatically. If you don't succeed, it does nothing. So,
Okay.
yeah. You hit it so hard, like, the skull deforms around your knuckles.
Nice. I like that.
There's a dented dog skull, and it just falls over twitching.
So, can I split the successes between complications and damage, or do I have to choose one and that's it?
If there were complications, you could split it any way you wanted. You could also split between stunts. So, like, if you, with those number of successes, you could have inflicted a level of damage and paid 2 more successes to blind them, for instance.
Okay. I don't like that dog. I want it dead.
Stunts for combat, by the way, start on page 112 and go for a couple pages, depending on how your attack is, if you want to look at them.
Okay.
1 dog left. And that dog... Oh no, the one you killed was going to attack Steve. This one's still trying to eat you because nobody shot it yet, yes.
I don't like this dog.
Dag.
So we have 10 in the momentum pool right now.
9.
Just no, because remember you said that that every time he rolled, he would add 1 to momentum until he heals himself.
Correct, if he fails that roll. If he succeeds, it doesn't count.
Okay.
Because then it would have
Never mind
complicated
then.
him by ruining his chances.
Okay.
No matter how much he failed by, it would have counted.
But
So-
he did not fail. So.
The dog rolls 1 success because it no longer has the higher ground as a leap. It doesn't even get through your dodge. You just kind of roll out of the way, and it hits the side of your car and bounces off. Hey,
F that
sir.
dog.
I still want to start going after these dogs. I want to keep in mind that the shamblers are moving towards us and try to, like, move with them away so that to keep the same distance, but firing at the dog specifically.
They're actually moving in on Santa Claus, not you.
Oh, okay. Then
He flung blood on them.
okay. Then I'll shoot the dog.
Okay.
lose another arrow.
Oh, look at that.
That's 5
Oh, wow.
successes, and I get an extra one because the bow has an enhancement of 1, so that's actually 6 successes.
So, these particular hounds actually don't have any soft armor. So, like, you fire your bow and it just goes right through the left eye and out the right eye, and it just kind of falls over, its mouth half open. A little bit of green drool comes out. And then the Zeds.
And I'll look at Santo, who was getting cornered by the 2 dogs, and that, I shot the first one and then straight killed the second one, and I'll just tip my hat to him.
Yeah.
And then the Zeds hit the barricade that Santos dived behind. And they're like, trying to climb over it, but it's going to cost them another turn to bypass the barrier. Then they'll be on him. Jethro,
I aim for one of the Zeds.
roll it.
Okay. Firearms and dexterity.
All right.
1 success.
These Zeds, I'm rolling defense for all of them as a unit. This will be their only roll. Zeds have no defense. You hit.
Woo!
And, like, basically from here down, just falls off. Schlop.
Well, at least they can't grab at him now.
Fred.
Well, Fred will pull out his shiv. However, he will not attack the Zeds. He will merely blanket himself in the loving awe. So I'm going to use one of those momentum.
Okay. I'm assuming no one will tell you no, there's so many.
Yeah, no, have at it.
Considering I put 6 of them in there. And turn on my Death Shroud. See if... Let's see, this is lore plus cunning.
Okay, how many momentum are you using?
1.
Okay.
And you can use up to half round down any one person if it's allowed by the group. On a single thing.
Half of the total, right?
Yeah, so you could use 4 now if you wanted to, of the remaining 8.
Okay, so this says roll lore plus cunning against a difficulty equal to the number of zombies.
3, okay. 4, sorry. Didn't kill that one yet.
4? Okay.
Would you like to use any of the extra momentum to add to your dice pool? That's a big DC.
I'm down for it.
You could spend up to 3 more, which would give you 3 extra dice on the roll.
Get them dice.
Yeah,
All right.
go for it.
I'll use the 3, I guess. So what, a modifier of 3?
Correct.
Modifier 3, difficulty 4?
Correct.
Here we go.
4
Look at all them
successes.
successes.
All right, now this says...
Oh, wait. I actually lied to you, but we're going to let that go. For those watching, though, your difficulty would still have been 8, but you would have needed 4 successes.
Oh,
Wait, read me the text. Read me the whole text.
Spend a momentum and roll lore plus cunning against a difficulty equal
it
to the
does
number
lower
of
these.
zombies
Okay.
to a
All
maximum
right.
of 5.
So, yeah, that's why it must cost momentum then, because it makes it so easy to succeed.
The number of threshold successes is added to the difficulty to detect the user for the scene or until notice is gained through sound or an attack.
So their base DC to find you is 4 without anything else. Got it. Their base number of successes they need is 4.
Now I have,
Okay.
there's 2, so it says shared. I'm
Okay.
guessing S means success.
Right, it costs that many successes to add whatever that side effect is, right?
Right, so it says shared, 1 success per target. The effect covers 1 other target in close range.
So if you want to help Santos, you could.
Right.
Which would then mean you both have however you want to split it. 2 and 2, 3 and 1, whatever.
or I could do silent, which is 2 successes and gain the surprise effect.
That won't really help Santos because they already
So-
see him, but that might help Tiffany or Steve if they shoot.
There are how many shamblers?
4.
I will help Santo since
Okay.
he is already injured.
You want to give him?
Cool.
You want to do
We'll do
2 and
2.
2, or do you want to give him 3 and you keep 1?
Give him 3. I'll take 1.
Okay. I approve. Santo, it is now your turn.
Mm-hmm.
If you attack one, it will still know you're there because you hit it, but the other 3 most likely will just move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack one again.
Okay. The one that already lost its arm, I presume.
Yeah, that sounds right. Then I have my enhancement dice, so gonna roll 2 success plus an enhancement.
You punch that one right up under the neck, and its head breaks most of the way off. It just kind of flops around while it goes like this, topples over on its side. That one's out.
Nice.
Acer. 3 left.
3 left. Okay. They're like bunched up together, right?
Oh yeah, the 3 of them are basically in a pile climbing over the car between them and Santos, who's popping up and punching and ducking back down.
Okay.
Although you
I
see immediately that after he kills the one, the other 3 kind of stop and turn to look at you guys.
That's fine. Fuck them. Pushing. I want to move up to where Santo is.
Okay.
Kind of help protect him since he seems to be. I know that I know you just said that they're looking away from him, but he's the one that's been attacked the most. He's actually gotten hit, so I want to move up there and start more physically helping him. And I'll carry my bow in one hand, and I'll draw the sawed off in the other. And when I move up, I want to get close and actually do a blast into all 3 of them with the shotgun.
Tell us how that works with the shotgun and then roll it.
Really good question how that works with the shotgun. It has the pushing, it has lethal, and then it has pushing. So I might actually be able to knock them back, but
That is what that does. I was just curious if it had like a AoE effect in a certain
I don't think it
range.
has an AoE.
Okay.
That would be up to you if you want to give that to me based on successes or something like that, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure we could probably buy it as I'd let you buy it as a stunt, right?
How many more dice do we have in the momentum pool?
4.
We have 5. No, I thought it was 5. Yeah.
Which means you can use 2.
Okay, I was going to say, anyone objecting to me using 2 to shotgun these things?
I'm fine with it.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Sure,
All
I'll
right.
botch again soon.
here we go. Firearms, dexterity. We're going to use 2 dice from the pool. How do I add? What's the best way
Enhancements.
to-
There should be it should ask you for it should ask you for 2 things. It should ask for enhancements, and what's the other thing it asks for? I don't even remember now.
The other one is difficulty. So like these.
So yeah, add it as enhancements.
There isn't an enhancements thing.
It's modify, I think.
Or
is
the
what you mean.
modifier, my bad.
Okay, so put 2 as the modifier.
Yeah, enhancements you have to always add manually.
Okay, no problem. I just was not seeing that word, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
gotta remember to put enhancements. Okay.
Okay, cool. Here we go. 7 successes, motherfuckers.
What
Okay.
the
Damn.
fuck?
They're like on top of each other, like trying to like climb up, and there's just this straight line. And I come over and I get between Santo and them, and I just level it up and just double barrel all 3 of them.
So since they have no defense to overcome, you need 3 successes to kill them. I'll let you buy 1 extra success each to hit additional targets. Kill all 3. You just blow them into chunks.
Well, that was kind
It
of.
looks very epic. Slow motion.
Just the smoke from both barrels rises up, gets caught in the brim of my hat, and then kind of like swoops over.
And when you're done, even though it's not that kind of shotgun, you twirl it and reload it while you do this with your hat.
Of course, naturally.
Even though it's a break open shotgun, no one questions it.
no one thinks twice.
All the Zeds are dead,
Baby.
baby.
Nice.
The next thing we should deal with is what happens when you're bruised. Natural healing. You all heal much faster than a normal human would. Your condition is injured, resolution, medical attention, strains recover after... Wait, that's injured. Bruised, resolution, medical attention, or strains recover after a night's rest. Non-strains, if you ever met one, would take 2 days. So somebody can roll medicine, or you can just wait until a long rest and it all goes away.
What is the
whole,
associated attribute with medicine mostly?
It would depend on what you had to do. In this case, I would probably do a mental because it's not... You don't need to do surgery or anything.
Okay.
So,
I have 2 points in medicine and 2 points in intellect, so I could roll with a 4 if anyone is better.
I have 1 in medicine and 4 in intellect.
Okay.
No.
I have 2 and 3.
It's a-
2 and 3. So
yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
are tied, so Tiffany and Dwayne can decide who rolls first, and if you fail... Actually, no. One of you should aid the other is how we should do it. Who's the main
Okay.
roller?
Okay.
Go ahead, Tiff.
What? You have 2 in medicine?
I have
So-
2 in medicine and 3 in intellect.
Okay, you roll for medicine since you have a higher chance because I've just got the 1, and I'll support you.
So that means...
Well, it doesn't
Tiffany-
matter. You both have the same dice.
Well, I know, but I mean, I just feel kind of like it's more. I don't know.
Thematically appropriate, yeah.
Yeah.
So in
I
that
have
case,
the
Tiffany,
board.
you would roll first, and the number of successes you get up to 3 are enhancements at Dwayne's roll.
Okay, so I click both medicine and intellect, and then
Yep.
10 again. Okay.
Correct. All right,
Nice.
Dwayne, so you have +2 enhancement, which you add manually. You don't put it in the roller. So you just roll the same thing as her, and then if you succeed, you get 2 more successes than whatever your base is. Five.
So 5.
Nice.
Wow.
Way more than you need, which means you can roll some over on a stunt. First off, double checking, but I'm pretty sure. At the bruise level, you can just remove it. So yes, Santos is now no more penalty, and you're healed. You can untick it.
Mhm.
And I was going to give you the complication at night, not sure if there's more Zeds, which means 2 successes. You overcame that by a lot. So you can roll those forward, since you can't really use a useful stunt here. So the best way to spend those is for you to carry them over, and your next roll has got an enhancement of plus whatever, 3.
Cool.
The difference between 2 and total number of successes.
Okay,
was
and
that
that's
for?
for Sean's character? Or,
No, that's for
or
Dwayne, because he
Fred?
rolled it.
Okay.
Okay.
So Dwayne gets a +3 on what?
Whatever he rolls next that he decides to use it on. Has to be today, though. I would probably also say you should save it for something intellectual, not like a fight.
Right, right.
Okay.
You can take a moment to role play huddling up after the fight in character.
Mr. Fred, I saw your pistols all gunked up. I can fix that for you, sir.
Yes, child. Would you please... This dastardly thing is not working.
Cool. All right. So let's see. What would I roll here?
Frederick,
You're going to roll.
you don't keep that shooting iron clean, you're gonna find out about being dead a lot sooner than you think.
Hold on, I gotta quiet down that
Man.
Because I've got a lot of things I could pick.
ambulance. Okay, so you're rolling technology plus cunning or intellect, whether you want to force it or use finesse.
Okay. Well,
It's entirely a
Intellect and
role-playing
cunning.
choice in this case.
I'm gonna do finesse.
Okay.
Question though, I believe I have an edge that helps me
Yep.
with
the toolkit
advantage
edge
to
gives
this.
you enhancements if you succeed on the roll.
Well, not only do I have that, but I also have tech whiz on
Your-
crafting or repair rolls. I get an enhancement. As long as the skill is one used to operate the device. Does that make sense?
So that wouldn't apply
so-
here because you're not operating it, you're fixing it. But your other enhancement would. Can't get double enhancements anyways, so it still would have been one or the other. Yeah, when you
Okay.
have multiple enhancements as one character, you pick the highest, they overlap.
Gotcha. Okay. So I would get one enhancement plus whatever towards
Now that
whatever
by the way,
I
is
roll,
if,
right?
correct. That is if you don't add enhancements to the roll, you just roll it and then we add them after.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the rest of you, what I mean by that is if you personally can add multiple enhancements to one of your own rolls, you pick the best one. If other people are adding them, you can add one from each other person to help, so you can really stack them when you do teamwork.
So I got a 5.
So,
Like 4 plus the one enhancement.
because it was broken by a botch, you actually needed 3 successes, but you got them, so you can carry over 2 as an enhancement to your next tech roll, whenever it happens.
Cool.
Dwayne, your gun is fixed.
Hey.
Cool.
Hey.
And to give you an idea of how this works, I'll explain this one, but then Tiffany or whoever else does repair or mechanics can explain it from now on. But she takes the gun and she looks at it, and your gun has the wood piece on the left. On the right, it's got like some aluminum, not aluminum foil, like actual aluminum. It's been bent around it and hammered in. That's the handle. The trigger itself is actually, you know how if you get enough rubber bands tied together, they get real stiff? That's what it is. And then the slide is entirely made out of wood. And then the rest of it is metal, but it's 3 different kinds of metal. So when you hand it to Jethro, Jethro rips the slide off, looks at it, tosses it behind him, reaches around inside his toolkit, pulls out a piece of metal that's not even close to the same size and shape, wails on it with his hammer for a minute, and then like forces it in there. Click, 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 click. Yeah, you're good.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna be very angry if I botch the first roll again.
I honestly, like, literally everything that, like, Jethro has set up on his, like, it's just tech stuff. Like, my skill tricks, Master Crafter, Techno Savant, okay? I've got a 3 in technology. Like, this, trust me, he will fix your shit, and it will be better than ever. Oh, wait, what, does this count as an enhancement to his gear? Because that would be one of my aspirations.
No.
Huh? I
No.
put a new piece in it. It's better.
No, but if there's
Okay,
a
I'm
way to
done.
do that, we
Sorry.
can look it up. Also, remember too, if you did do that, there'd be no way for you to work as a group to get all your things done in one scene. Which probably won't happen tonight anyways, we only got 20-30 minutes left. So
Oh no.
we will look it up and see.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
as a reminder, if you all accomplish all of one of your short-term aspirations in one scene, everyone gets bonus XP. Technology, let's see. After successfully crafting or repairing any piece of gear, you can spend momentum to give it an enhancement. However, you also have to give it a flaw to buy the enhancement off.
Right.
There is momentum left. 3 dots, so yeah, you could.
How close is everyone else to their aspirations for us to get extra XP?
It's not going to happen right now.
I mean, we role play.
I
For
mean, I
like
know
5 or
Dwayne
10
can-
minutes.
Yeah, I mean, so I can do one of mine.
If yours is a social, Dwayne, the next scene is social, I'll give you that. Since we're just starting out, that'd be nice. So Tiffany could wait and fix it while other people are talking. And I would count that as the same scene.
Sure.
But that leaves Sean and Steve. Sean said it ain't happening. What are your
Yeah.
2, Sean?
Barter for something expensive using something absolutely worthless. Barter for a better weapon from someone in the group.
You have nothing absolutely worthless on you, I assume?
I mean, I could literally. My intention is to like pick up a rock and be like, "This is the gallstone of
Just
Gallstaff."
take a leaf spring off one of these cars.
Right.
What are yours, Steve?
Talk to the group about living in the wilderness. Feed my friends using the land. I can easily right now talk about what I need to.
So save it, because 2 scenes from now you'll actually be in the store, and then Sean can try his, and you could try for all 3 in one scene.
Yeah, no,
Or all
okay.
4, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
From now on, I won't be that nice and help you, but you
Sure.
can see how you can work on it together so you know what you're doing. So, it is easy enough to scramble up the loose rubble to the top of the 9-5. As you pull yourselves over the edge of the ancient roadway, you find yourselves looking down the barrel of a gun. Even in the dark, you can see that the hands holding it are ragged and misshapen with rot. If it weren't for the fact that he's holding the gun, you might have mistaken the old man for a Zed. A quick glance around convinces you he's made a fairly permanent camp up here. A few crates of supplies are stacked under an old tarp, and a pile of blankets lie crumpled on a chair near an old telescope. "Who the hell are you?" the man demands, shoving wisps of graying hair away from his sunken eyes. His gun remains fixed on you. He is clearly paranoid and suspicious.
Hey there, fella.
Zed, who the hell are you?
Santo de Slayer. Why don't you just put that piece out of our faces here and let us come up there and have a nice chat?
I don't want to talk to you. Get the hell out of here. Damn kids.
I mean, who are you?
Clearly, this is the guy you were sent to collect. FYI, out of character.
Right.
Why the hell would I tell you that?
I told you my name.
I don't give a shit who you are. And do you remember the opening scene that I told you about the job and why you were sent here?
He's kind of crazy and senile, and we need to bring him back.
Yes, but specifically, who hired Silence to hire you?
His
Great.
kid, wasn't it?
Yes. His
Oh, it was
children's,
the church.
correct. Plural,
Yeah.
but yes.
So, your kids, they're worried about you. Sitting at home, lonely, cold, crying.
Lets the hammer down and lowers the gun. Fucking kids should stay out of
Fucking
things that
kids.
don't concern them. He walks over,
Uh,
sits down in his chair.
I mean,
I'd like you
what
to
they-
leave me the hell alone, but at least I won't shoot you. Get.
Well, what are the kids all concerned about that they shouldn't be concerned about?
Me not being at the store.
But they need you at the store. You should
My
be at the
store,
store.
but they can run it. They're smart kids. God damn
Right.
it.
But you're the experienced. I'm sure there's more something else you can teach them. Right?
So since
It's
you're
always
the
new
one
stuff.
talking, you get to make the rule. You have to attempt to earn his trust. He begins with a negative attitude of 1 towards you. However, you mentioned his children gaining you a +1 enhancement to the roll.
Okay.
You do have a complication, however, of hell no, I won't go. +3. That means you need 4 successes to get anywhere.
I am not going to be the one to do this. I'm just going to let you guys know. Because I
This is
already get a
so-
+1 difficulty when rolling to establish bond.
Just going to be like, look, the kids need you. You're up here all alone. You got to get hit. I mean, we just killed 6 undead things just right down there. Like, you're not going to last.
I know, I was watching. Too bad I didn't eat you.
That's unfortunate that you would have such a disposition. But anyway, look, I mean, your kids need you. You should go down. You should go back. Just give it another try. I'm sure you can find something, some way to be useful.
All right. Roll persuasion plus manipulation. The +1 enhancement if you get any successes at all.
All right, let's do it. Nice.
Oh, you got exactly what you needed with the enhancement. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
Heavy sigh. Look, sorry I pointed the gun at you. Just been really stressed out a lot. After all, with Tyranny's spies everywhere. Anyone I talk to could be my enemy. Everybody's got to be a threat. He leans
Spies,
back
you
in his
say?
chair, looks up at the sky. I died 2 weeks ago when a big old horde of raiders attacked the corner store. And in the grave mine, I saw my brother Enolds. It's Eynolds. The R got lost somewhere. Who called him a coward? Who called me a coward and a failure of a brother for never trying to clear his name? So, I gotta find out. I gotta find out the truth about what happened to my brother. And I learned some shit. I know if I go back to the corner store, the Tyranies are gonna send someone to kill me too, because they did it. Everyone's in on it.
Kind of look back at the group and like, can we huddle, chat huddle? Can we huddle?
I won't go back to the store until I get some answers. Maybe you can help
Right.
me with that. Maybe you can go with me to Roscoe's, since, you don't look like Zed's and you're less of an asshole than me. Which is dumb. You should be an asshole. You can convince him to talk to you.
Oh man.
Once we get some kind of proof of Enold's guilt, I'll go home. However, everybody fucking lies. So it can't just be hearsay and rumor. I need evidence. Physical evidence, you understand.
Well, let's say you go back home and we'll do the investigation. Then everybody wins.
Roll again, same thing.
Yep, good call on that one.
You bought off the first complication, so you succeed.
Yeah.
Squinty eyes, fry eyes. Can't trust nobody, but fine. Let's go to the store. Do you want
Cool.
to ask him any questions about anything that he said as you walk back to the corner store?
He said tyrannies? What is that?
Yeah. We legitimately want to ask him, like, the hell did you mean by tyranny spies?
My brother and I were youngins. Enold's worked for me attorney. Several months prior to his murder, I am reckoning convinced that Enold's left her employ and went to work for Mercius Cole. Her and Mercius, they big enemies. I don't know why he did that, Enold's. I just know he did. So it's gotta be her. Her clan of tyrannies.
Tyrannies.
So his brother worked for me attorney, and he's convinced, like, him and his brother worked for them forever. He got the shop. His brother kept working for this person. But then several months prior to when his brother was murdered, which was a long time ago, relatively speaking, Gideon, the old man, is convinced his brother left Mia's employment and went to work for her biggest rival, Mercius Cole. And he's sure that Mia and her people, the Tierney family, had him killed because of it.
Tyranny.
Tierny. Tierney.
You said Mimi? What's her name?
Mia.
Mia.
Mila.
Mia.
Mila. There's an L in there.
It's silent, like Mia Jovovich.
Oh. Cool. All right. So he wants us to go talk to
He wants you to
tyrannies?
go to Roscoe's and get some hard
Roscoe's.
proof, some physical evidence, you understand. But he's going to
Why
let you
Roscoe's?
escort him home first.
Okay. But why Roscoe's? What's at Roscoe's?
Roscoe's is like the local tavern. That's the place where you
I
go
was
to
gonna
get
say it
rumors.
sounded like a pub.
Yeah.
Okay.
The corner store is the local shop, and this are part of Philadelphia, and Roscoe's is the local show up, get drunk on toilet hooch, and talk a lot.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's do that. Let's take him home.
Okay.
It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Camera fades out, fades back in as you arrive at the corner store. The corner store, clearly identified as such by an ancient, appealing, handwritten sign, is one of the only buildings standing in this part of Philadelphia. Heavy metal grates cover the fogged-up glass windows. Looking up, you can see guns mounted along the crumbling white accents of the building's old facade. A roughly painted "Open" sign hanging on the sheet metal door is the building's only welcoming feature. As soon as you step through the door, the aroma of gunpowder and tobacco hits you, and a boy greets you, looking very nervous. You guess he can't be more than about 12. Despite his welcome, you notice his hand slip under the counter and hear a click. A small child pokes his face around the corner of the counter and then darts off between some shelves. You see a variety of wares filling those shelves, ranging from basic necessities like food and brews, simple weapons, to small luxuries like tobacco and sweets. At the rear of the store, you spot a formidable metal vault door labeled Office. Next to the metal door, a narrow flight of stairs winds upwards into what you assume are the living quarters. Aside from you guys and the kids, store appears empty.
Cool.
I look and see, like, you said they're moving boxes and stuff.
No. One kid's behind the counter running the counter, and he said, "Welcome to the store," and then reached under the counter and cocked a gun.
Cocked a gun.
The other
Okay.
kid peeked around the side of the counter at you and ran off. The
Does
other
he
kid was
not
much
see
younger.
the old man with us?
Old man hasn't come in yet.
Oh.
We'll step aside and make way for the old man to come through.
Let him walk in.
Dad! Dad, you're back! Fucking goddamn kids. Yeah, I'm back. You didn't give nothing away and lose no money while I was gone, did you, Benny? Fucking kids. But then both of the kids run up to him and like try to tug him, and he's like, yeah, get off me, kid. And then, I just need a few things and I'm leaving again. He stomps up the stairs.
That wasn't
Such a
part of the
great
deal.
dad.
Wow, this guy's an asshole.
He's the greatest dad
You
ever.
you all muse to yourselves on, hopefully you don't turn out like this when you get real close to your last comeback. This is the fate you all suffer eventually as you break down and wear out.
Now, have any of us died yet, or are we
Nope.
just...
You're all on your first go-rounds,
Okay, cool.
so we can really play it out the first time you do.
Cool.
It's just gonna happen.
And it will.
You're all
I'll,
dying at least 3 times before this is over.
I'll wait for him to come back.
Okay,
Can I roam the store?
sure. You can even shop if you want to. The kid's like, "Thank you so much for bringing Dad home. Look around, tell me what you want. Maybe I can get you a discount."
Cool.
Ooh.
Hey.
This is your chance to work as a team to complete all those short-term aspirations. This is your scene.
You know,
So Tiffany will sit down and fix the gun. The other 3 of you got to do
Yes.
your thing.
I'll walk around and you kind of see me like touching little gadgets and trinkets and other than, you know, whatever stuff they've got in the store. You know, and then I looked up because he said he went upstairs or to the back, and I'll look up at there and I'll look at the kids. You know, growing up outside the cities, everyone takes care of their kids. Everyone takes care of each other's kids. You got to work together. You don't leave them behind like that. That old man's selfish. In his last days, all he's going to think about is himself. Get people killed. Don't need to be.
Check, Sean.
What's that?
This is your chance to complete all your short-term aspirations in a turn.
So
We'll say you pulled a license plate off one of those cars. It's just metal with stamps and you can't even read it anymore. And like if
Yeah.
you touch it wrong, it's gonna break into like 9 pieces.
No, I was trying to think of something like I guess a license plate probably.
You can pick something else. You were walking down a crumbling, broken-ass freeway and then down like a dirt road with like a ditch on the side and then through a bunch of abandoned buildings. It was like
What about a cooler?
the size of the store. This was probably like a mom and pop street when it was still alive.
Yeah, is there like an ancient cooler, like just plastic that never disintegrated type thing?
You can find one that has been regenerated by the mold so many times, it's just the shape of a cooler now. If you put anything inside of it, it actually loses or gains heat. Whichever it's the worst possible.
Okay,
So it's a heater. You can cook food. It's a
it
portable
does the
oven.
opposite of what you want.
yeah.
Okay, but if it's supposed to be a cooler and keep things cool, and it does the opposite by making things hot,
Unless you want
so
the thing to
it's
be
a
hot
portable
and then it
food.
makes it cold.
Right. It's just It's just
Can't-
fucked up that way.
I can't do this
But you
right now.
can-
Oh my god.
You could market it as a portable oven, though.
Well, the
The
thing
handles are
is,
missing and it has no lid. What would you like to do with it?
I would like. It has no handles. It's
Or
just
lid.
it's just a tub.
Just a tub. The
So,
little piece
I wanna-
of plastic for the handles are there, but the handles gone.
So I kind of want to put it up on the counter, just this plastic, not plastic tub, and be like, "Hey, kid, how much you give me for this?"
Nothing? You'll pay me?
No, you see, this is an ancient artifact from the old times. They used to call it a tub. You put stuff in it, and you carry around. It's like a basket, just better. You know. So, what you say? You give me, I don't know, some ammunition or something for it. Barter, trade.
Roll persuasion plus manipulation with the difficulty of this ain't worth shit. To barter. If you have any barter stuff, they apply here. Plus, you get a +2 enhancement if you succeed because the kid looks on you favorably.
I also have shit. Where did it go? I just had it in my brain skull. So I have trade ties. Your character knows where to go and who to talk to. She never has to pay full price and always gets more than her money's worth. Whenever your character is negotiating a price for goods or services, spend 1 momentum to reduce her target number.
Okay, you can do
We have
that.
2 left.
Yep.
I'd like to spend 1.
Roll it.
And then I need to look up this other one.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. No problem.
This tub may be important. I remember in my studies of igolo was a very high commodity item.
An additional enhancement from
Oh,
Dwayne.
oh damn it.
There's
Damn it.
also wait. Jethro suddenly remembers there was a company called Yeet Thai.
Yeetai. There's I yeet.
It's Yeet Thai made really great cooling things as well.
You tie. Okay,
Wow.
I get it now.
Wow.
So I also
Eyeballs
have
floating across.
skilled liar, which means I gain 2 enhancement to all attempts to deceive others. So can I roll?
So you have a
Uh,
shitload of enhancements now, and you're already
Yes.
rolling manipulation, which is the lying thing.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Or wait, no.
Not-
I said persuasion plus manipulation, didn't I? That doesn't work.
Manipulation and
does.
subterfuge.
You can roll subterfuge plus manipulation to be straight up lying, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of am.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you got 7 successes. Short-term aspiration successful.
Cool.
Kid goes, "Really, mister? Wow." And
Yeah.
reaches behind the counter. He's busy staring at the thing. And he's like cleaning grime off of it. And he's looking at where the handle should be. And he's like, "I bet something really cool hooked here once." And he just kind of waves his hand to the side and shoves a bucket of just random ammunition towards you. Take what you want.
Can I just take?
And I
the
mean, it's like
bucket?
a 3x3 bucket. Just random ammo. Different kinds.
Loose bullets. Get your loose bullets here.
Loose bullets.
There's some 9mm in there, some shotgun shells, some shotgun slugs. There's one of those round barrels of ammo in it. There's like Rambo belt of bullets too, like on the chain. You can wear like this. It's just random bullets.
I'm just gonna start scooping bullets into somebody's pocket that can actually use bullets and be like,
He will let you take the barrel with that many successes. Yes, the bucket.
okay, I will take a bucket of bullets.
That's amazing.
Add those to the munitions. Just write down extra munitions plus 3 bonus on your sheet. Next time we talk about bullets, remind me.
I'll write that down. +3 munitions.
Yes.
Parentheses.
Next time it matters.
Parentheses. Bucket
Bucket
bullets.
Okay, that leaves you.
And I turn around.
Yep,
I'm like,
go ahead,
that's
sorry.
how you make a deal.
That leaves you, Fred.
So Acer was just talking to Fred about how, the old man shouldn't have left his family. Fred
Right.
will turn, kind of like looking up at the air, go, Acer, when one leaves this family, maybe he was going to his other family. A family from the grave. The Gravemind family. All of the shamblers and whatnot that we see, they were once our brothers, our sisters. Tomorrow it could be you or me. Are they not still our family? Should we not join them?
That's so creepy.
That is.
The two
Kinda-
kids are looking up at you like, no.
It's.
But you fulfill your aspiration. That means you all get the extra 1 XP each for doing it all in one scene.
Woo!
I want to look back at Fred Derrick though. No bite, whatever leaf I've got in my mouth right now. You know, I heard of brothers and sisters fighting, but not brothers and sisters eating each other's faces.
And the camera fades out on that line until next week. So when we start next week, I'll ask you each what your replacing short term is. You don't have to do it right now. The rest of you, dear viewers, you've reached the end of this session, but have no fear, we will be playing Dystopia Rising every Friday until the story reaches its epic conclusion. But we're not quite done. Steve, who gets our free book?
Ooh, so looking through here, we have a new viewer that stuck around with us all night through the majority of the first session, all of the second session. So
Nice.
I want to shout out Electric Longboard. Thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Gonna go ahead and tag you now. We'll just need you to send us an email to
VorpalTales@gmail.com. All one word, VorpalTales.
email us that. Tell us, give us your Twitch name in there so we know who you are, and we can hook you up.
You can at him that in the chat too, in
Yep.
case you can't hear us, yeah.
Yep, hitting him up now.
Awesome. While Steve does that, let's vote on favorites. Santa, who's your favorite tonight and why?
It's Santo. Thank you very much. I think I'm gonna go with Dwayne for just being. I mean, he took that gun jam pretty well. Also, his character's pretty hippy dippy, and I like it.
All right. Jethro, who and why?
Also gonna kind of go with Dwayne. My reasoning is for the death shroud. Like, that's just kind of like, not only is that like a pretty awesome move, but just the fact, like, legit, you're just like, aren't we all a family? Let us join our brothers and sisters. Like, legit, all I see is this really balding man, like, with like those really small like bifocals with a really long thing.
With his arms in the air, walking through
Yeah,
zombies.
he's just talking about zombies and how everyone's all brothers and sisters, and it's just. Ugh.
Fred Derrick, who and why?
Fred Derrick would like to choose Santo
Yes.
because he did take the initiative on the old man conundrum and
Last
bring
but
it
not
to
least,
a
nope, sorry,
bring it
go.
to a quick end.
Yes.
Yes, you very much faced that successfully. And Acer, what about you?
I think I'll also do Santo for the same reason. I like the way that he handled the old man, and we were able to resolve that quickly and painlessly.
Yes, so
Fuck
switch
yeah.
that to the resolution to a just chatting scene. I liked it. Slight change, you can still use each vote for 1/2 of an XP, or instead of enhancements, because I decided that's lame, you can also get 1 free dice to a roll, so you don't have to succeed to use it. So it's either 1 free dice, you can stack as much as you want, save, or 1/2 an XP per vote. What are you going to do with your 2, Sean?
I'm gonna give myself an XP.
I like it.
Very smart.
And what about you, creepy zombie preacher guy?
I will also be taking that experience point.
All right, and who got the last vote? I failed.
It was 2 each.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
right.
do each.
So you're taking the full XP, yes. Excellent. Scream Queen and Kings, tell us what you're up to the next time this show happens, or what you're going to do that people might think is cool outside of the show.
Oh man. Next time in this show, I'm gonna barter for a better weapon for someone in the group, because that's my other short one. So, at Space Lord PJs. You can find me at cartoon.ninja as well for all my doodles. You can find me here all the shows. You can find me here on Fridays. Check out Descent in Avernus. That's fun. And then Thursdays we're doing recaps. So always enjoy that.
What does Dwayne have going on? Dwayne, next time, Fred Derrick has to consume some raw flesh. I don't know what his other one's going to be. That'll be pretty interesting, though. But Made of Kimchi will be found here. I will be joining the gentleman on Thursday for our recap, and I will be back on Friday for Avernus and Dystopia.
All right. Well, Jethro. Hopefully, he might make a new friend next Friday. We don't know. Also, not sure what the new short-term aspiration is going to be. But it'll be something interesting. I will be here next Friday as well. Brain farts with Avernus, and we'll see what other crazy hijinks our feline friend will get into. You can find me at inuhime88 on Twitter.
And I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. I will be playing on Monday in both of our games. Actually, playing Monday in one of our games and running a Savage Superheroes game later in the evening. So very excited for that. That's going to be issue 2. So tune in and see how the group handles a robot shark.
Robot shark.
Other than that, you'll find me here on Thursdays and Fridays as well. Chat with me anytime that we're streaming. Love to talk to you guys.
Cool.
Sounds like a delicious, fleshy morsel of a time for all. I myself will be running the conclusion of our origin B-movie story and starting in on the first flick of our trilogy of terror on They Came From Beneath the Sea. Come watch. Afterwards, I will be playing Dr. Eventide in Savage Superheroes Caves of Valor, run by Steve. You can find me on the internet as Eldritch Echoes. And remember, follow us here on Twitch, then head over to YouTube for past episodes. Like and subscribe everywhere. Leave us comments. We do appreciate all of them, and it helps us keep this going forever. Till then, I leave you with this bit of sage wisdom. Zombies are not superficial, you know, because they love you for what's on the inside. Good night!